Okay, I'm not sure if I'm recording. It says I am, but we're going to go for it and see what happens. All right, well, welcome to week eight's scenarios. This is Eron Whitefield, and this is for CIT326. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to show you is right here on the screen that says that we needed to come up with a plan, a maintenance plan that was going to cover certain items, among them being the check the database integrity, reorganize the index, rebuild the index, update the statistics, back up the database, and do a cleanup history, and then to schedule this so that it happens on a regular basis. So here's my basic maintenance plan. You'll see that I do include the check database integrity, reorganize the index, rebuild the index, update the statistics, and the cleanup history are all included in this maintenance plan. I have scheduled this to occur weekly, every week on Sunday at 2 a.m. I picked 2 a.m. just because it's possible with a bowling alley, which is what I built this on, Carl's Bowling. A bowling alley is going to probably, even though they generally close at midnight, things are probably going to run over. And so I kind of scheduled it for a time when I figured they'd probably be dead, which be, sometime around 2 a.m. So, and then I took that and I integrated it into a weekly job. You can see that down here in the job section. And the weekly job has as its first step to do subplan 1, which you can see I called this subplan 1 here, and it's subplan 1 here. And if I open this up, got to double click on it, you can see that it is set up to run and goes on to the next step. So it just basically borrows from Carl's bowling plan right here. And then what I added to that was we also had, right as part of this, is to do a backup database, a full backup database. So I added that step to this plan. It's very easy. You simply go in here, back up the database. You can see I am running it for the Bowling Carl database that we created for Carl's Bowling Alley. You can see that I've created a backup. It's just a basic backup. I didn't put anything fancy in it. And that what I've done is I've scheduled that to run alongside the maintenance plan. Now the way that I've structured this is that the maintenance plan will go on to the next step. So now I can go ahead and run this. So I'm going to run this combined job. And you'll see that it goes ahead and it completes the backup or the maintenance plan. And then it goes on to do the backup. And both complete successfully. So that's the first scenario. The second scenario was to come up with something that that we thought would be useful. And one of the things that I thought would be useful is to have a weekly backup check just to see, is everything happening properly? Are we getting the backups done, just to see what's been happening during the past 7 days from a backup point of view. I thought this would be a useful report to have. So I created this job that essentially is similar to what we did last week with creating a new table. It actually does the exact same thing. The difference being is that this table that I'm creating here actually creates a backup audit file. It's not that important. And then I run an insert that basically selects from several of the system databases to find the information and create a report that I can run. And you can see when I run this, it creates a table up here in the MS database thing, so I can refresh that. And I'll just pull this out a little bit so we can see it. You can see that it creates that backup file with today's date on it. And if I run a report from that, slide this back over so we can see it a little better. You can see that I'm able to see what database we have, what the destination database name was, what the last restore date was, the last backup start date, backup finish date, and where that file is stored. And I figured this report would be something that we could use to make sure that the backups are happening where they're being recorded, when they're happening, how long they're taking, and the last restore dates. Because I figured this would be something that, from a maintenance point of view, we would be wanting to have this information just to double check and make sure that when we're running our maintenance plan, it's doing the job that we're looking for. So that's this week's video. I'm going to look over at my script real quick, make sure that, yep, it looks like I've covered everything. I don't want to miss anything like I did last week. All right, you guys have a great week, and I will see you next week.